athletes and training according to your cycle. I think that's a really important topic. So you can start moving already from a young age. You should train smarter and not necessarily hard. Yeah, I disagree. Our cycle is our power.
नमस्कार हमारी तरफ से। और कैसा फील कर रहे हैं आज आप पॉडकास्ट में आके?
Thank you. I'm feeling good. A bit nervous, but good nerves. So yeah, all good.
मैं भी नर्वस फील कर रहा हूँ, बट सामने जब एक एथलीट होता है तो मुझे अच्छा लगता है, फिर नर्वस दूर हो जाता है।
That's good.
तो आज जो आपकी ट्रेनिंग हुई थी, आज आपकी नहीं हुई थी?
Yeah, I had a track training today, quite intense, but it was good, so I'm satisfied.
अच्छा, तो आपने जैसे हमारे पॉडकास्ट के बारे में एसएमएस देखा, फर्स्ट आपका एक्सप्रेशन कैसा था? मतलब आप एक्साइटिंग थे या फिर कुछ माइंड में आया था? तो कैसा था?
So first I was thinking that maybe it wasn't like a real message or I wasn't sure if someone really wanted me on their podcast, and then I checked out your Instagram, and then it seemed like really professional, and so I was really grateful that I can be a guest on your podcast. So yeah, I'm really excited.
तो आपकी फैमिली में कौन-कौन है? और
So I have 2 brothers, and then there's my mom and my dad. And now, since 2 years, actually, I'm married to my husband. And we don't have children yet, but we have a cute little dog who's a bit of a child to us.
तो आप सबसे ज़्यादा क्लोज किसके हैं? फैमिली में मम्मी के, पापा के?
Depends. Actually, yeah. So in some ways, I'm similar to my mom. In some other ways, similar to my dad. So yeah, it really depends on the topic or the experience. I don't really have like a preference for anyone in my family. Just we get along together, all of us. So that's really nice.
ठीक है। तो आपका जब आपने गेम स्टार्ट किया, अपना ट्रेनिंग स्टार्ट की, तो आपका फैमिली का या फिर आपके हस्बैंड शायद उस टाइम पे थे नहीं। आपका कितना टाइम हो गया आपके मैरिज को?
Almost 2 years.
2 years. तो आपका घर पे कैसा एक्सप्रेशन थे उनके जब आपने गेम स्टार्ट किया, एथलीट जर्नी स्टार्ट करी?
Well, it was actually a very gradual process. So first I joined the running team, but I wasn't training that often yet, just like 3 times a week. So it didn't seem like a big step, and they were very supportive, and they really liked me to run, and they saw that I'm enjoying sports, so they were very supportive. And then I went training more intensively and more frequently, and then sometimes they were a bit worried that I'm training too much, or that I'm taking it too seriously. But I know they're just worried because they love me, and overall they see that it makes me really happy. So they're actually really supportive of my running journey.
तो आपने सिर्फ ये गेम ही क्यों चूज किया? इसके अलावा क्रॉसफिट है, कैलिस्थेनिक्स, और भी बहुत सारे स्ट्रेंथिंग गेम हैं, एजिलिटी गेम्स हैं, तो सिर्फ ये गेम क्यों?
Well, I've actually tried many sports. I've also done tennis, or I also went to the gym, swimming. Like I did a lot of sports, but especially like sports with ball sports. That I'm not really. My technique is not really good. I was not so good at it, and I noticed already in primary school and high school that my running was quite okay. I was without doing too much for it. It was going quite well, but and I never felt really passionate about it. So I just did it sometimes. But then because I joined like this running event with some friends. That I really felt so competitive, and I never felt this competitive spirit before. And yeah, I really enjoyed that, and I think really that's because of this event that I did with friends that I really rediscovered the joy of running, and that's why then I decided to join a running team. But I still enjoy other sports, but I think you have to find something that you enjoy and naturally good at, and then you can really achieve big things, I think.
तो आपने जैसे जब गेम स्टार्ट किया था तो काफ़ी ज़्यादा इंजरी भी हुई होंगी या फिर काफ़ी ज़्यादा हैक्टिक हुआ होगा चीज़ों को लेके, और बॉडी यूज टू होने में भी टाइम लगता है, तो कैसे हैंडल किया उसको?
Yeah, so I'm quite lucky that I didn't have so many injuries yet. Although in the beginning when I started, I got injured a few times. That's really the worst that can happen, because then you have to stop and everything that you build up seems to be gone. But yeah, now I think I found a really good balance in strength training and running. So I think it's super important for runners to do strength training. And before I was always waiting until I got injured before I did some exercises for strength training. So that was the problem. I was always waiting too long and not making a habit out of it. But then after a while I realized that I could make more progress in running if I didn't get injured. So then I really started to build a habit in strength training. So first I started my strength training just a few minutes per day. Like every day when I woke up, 5 minutes of strength training, and then I stopped. Because if I did it every day, it was much easier to build a habit. And it was just 5 minutes, so it didn't really change my day. So by doing that, I could really make a habit out of it, and then I could gradually build towards more longer strength training workouts of 30 minutes. And now I do like 2 or 3 strength trainings per week. But it's really because I did it every day in the beginning that I could build a habit, and that's how I found a balance between strength training and running to keep me injury free.
तो लुइस, आपका सबसे इस जर्नी में सबसे जो काफी डिफिकल्ट इंजरी है वो कौन सी हो सकती है? आपको क्या लगता है इस गेम में सबसे बड़ी इंजरी कौन सी होती है?
I think a very annoying injury that you can have as a runner is a stress fracture. So like a little fracture in your bones because of running. Because then there's not much you can do. You really have to rest for, 6 weeks or even longer. So I think any stress fracture in your legs or that's really one of the worst, I think. Luckily I've never had it, but I think that this is a really difficult one to deal with. And also of course other tendon ruptures and this kind of things, but that's and I've never had that, luckily. So
सो लुइस, जब भी कोई इंजरी होती है लाइक नी इंजरी या फिर हिप लॉक इंजरी या फिर एंकल इंजरी, तो उसको रिकवर करने के लिए ऐसा कौन सा न्यूट्रिशन है जिस पे हमें फोकस करना चाहिए?
That's a difficult question because I don't know if nutrition is really related to a specific injury. So maybe if your nutrition is not good, then and your energy balance is not good, then maybe you're more prone to injuries. But I don't think you're prone to a specific injury, then just injuries in general. So I would say that in general your nutrition needs to be good to avoid any injury. And so for that I think it's really crucial to first focus on your macronutrients. So I would say as a runner to have like 40% carbs, 30% protein and 30% fats. That's how I approach it. And so that's your first base that really needs to be in balance. And after that, then you can also start to focus more on micronutrients, which are also super important. But as long as your base with macronutrients is not okay, then then your micronutrients won't help. So yeah, really make sure that all your nutrients are in balance. And I'm personally not a big fan of really counting like calories and really measuring everything. But something I like to do that helps in eating a good variety of food is looking at the colors on my plate. So I really like to or try to eat the rainbow. You know, the more colors you have on your plate, the more different micronutrients you have. So the more varied you are eating. So yeah, those would be my tips.
सो लुइस, जैसे कि आप एज एथलीट रूटीन को फॉलो करते हैं, डाइट को फॉलो करते हैं, तो कभी चीट डे करने का मन करता है?
Yeah, yeah. I think it's super important to remain that you still have a healthy relationship with food and that you can still eat what you like. And of course, as an athlete, it's important to pay attention to have a balanced diet, but that also means that sometimes you can have unhealthy food, of course. And so especially after a competition season or even just after one race, I really just eat what I want to, and yeah, it's not always healthy, of course not, but I think that's part of the balance. So it should not always be perfectly healthy. To keep it in balance, you can also have some cheat days.
जैसे कि आपने बताया कि आपके हस्बैंड कोई वो भी एथलीट वे में हैं या फिर कुछ और वर्क करते हैं?
Yes, he's also an athlete. He does jiu-jitsu, so that's yeah, like a self-defense sports. And actually, it's really nice because he's a sports doctor. So he really helps me in finding the right exercises to prevent injuries. And so yeah, we're both very interested in sports. So that's really nice.
Great. तो जैसे कि आप दोनों ही एक एथलीट हैं, तो आप कैसे आप कुक करते हैं या आपका हस्बैंड कुक करते हैं आपके लिए?
Mostly it's me, especially when he's working late, then it's usually me who's cooking, also because yeah, I'm really interested in food and good nutrition. I also did some courses about it. But actually now in the last years he's also gained some interest in it, and he also likes to experiment with it. So now actually it's 50-50, I would say.
50-50, great. So अब बात करते हैं हम आपके इंटरेस्ट के बारे में कि जब भी आप रन करते हैं तो आपका मेन फोकस क्या होता है? कि आपके पोस्चर पे मेन फोकस होता है या आपका रिदम इंक्रीज करने में मेन फोकस होता है?
Yeah, so that's also something I really had to. It was really a process to get a good running posture. And I'm not saying it's perfect now, but I think I improved a lot. And I think a common mistake that beginner runners make is overstriding. So putting your leg too much in front of your body, which causes also you to land on your heel, and which causes a braking force. So it slows you down, and it causes more impact on your foot and on your legs. And that was also something I was doing a lot in the beginning. And yeah, I really I saw it on videos. So, and also my husband, he told me like, look, your running posture, it could really be better. So we really worked on that a lot. And so how I did that was, for example, I started running with a metronome. So to have 180 beats per minute, because I was taking two big strides. So I was really trying to increase my cadence with a metronome. That really helped. And yeah, I also tried to incorporate like a forward lean. So to have like my hips going first and not my leg going really completely in front of me. So those two things really helped me to improve my running form, and I really noticed the effects on my in my races. I was really going faster, so that really helped.
आपको क्या लगता है कि जैसे जैसे एज बढ़ती है वैसे वैसे रनिंग को कितना हमें वैल्यू देना चाहिए और कितना देना चाहिए स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेनिंग को, लाइक एक एक्सप्लोसिव मूवमेंट?
I think there's never like one right answer. It's always a bit in between. I think strength training is super important to keep your bones healthy, especially when you get older. But running is important to keep your heart healthy. So yeah, I think both, just like a good balance between both is perfect to yeah, remain your quality of life.
जैसे कि हमारे यहाँ पे क्या है स्टेडियम में अराउंड 58-60 एज के एथलीट्स होते हैं जो रन करते हैं अराउंड 5 to 6 किलोमीटर्स, 7 to 8 किलोमीटर, तो क्या वो सही है उनके लिए?
Every day. Well, yeah, it depends. If they've never run before and suddenly start running every day that much, yeah, then you always need to build up gradually. But if they're experienced runners and they still feel fine while running, then I think it's no problem to run every day. I mean, sometimes you need a rest day as well. But even when you're older, you can still run every day as long as that feels fine for you, I think.
So Luis, back to your personal life topic. तो आपका जो सबसे चेंजेस आए हैं आपके गेम के आने के बाद, साइकोलॉजी चेंजेस किस टाइप के आए हैं?
I don't remember how I did it before I was running to deal with everything, because running now is really my way to clear my mind, really my mindfulness, and yeah, so that really changed because now I really need that, and actually I started to increase my running a lot when I was doing my PhD. And that was actually mentally a difficult period for me. It was really, yeah, it was really tough. And in that way, running really helped me to deal with it and to cope with it. And I think that made me really more resilient. So I don't think I could have finished my PhD without the running. So yeah, psychologically, that has a massive effect on me.
फिजिकल इफेक्ट बताइए, आपने अपनी बॉडी के अंदर क्या क्या चेंजेस पाए हैं बिफोर रनिंग ट्रेनिंग, आफ्टर रनिंग ट्रेनिंग?
I've always been a lean person, so I haven't really experienced a lot of weight loss, luckily, because that would not be good for me. I have noticed that my body just became really stronger. I can also see the differences. I'm more. I can see that I'm more trained. My muscles are bigger, but that doesn't really matter that much to me. What matters most for me is that I really feel that I'm stronger, and yeah, it really amazes me what my body can achieve. And yeah, I didn't have that before I started running. So yeah, that's really a big change that just became much stronger.
अपनी बचपन की लाइफ का सबसे बेस्ट पार्ट बताइए जो आपको अभी तक याद है, बहुत बेस्ट है.
Let me think. What comes to my mind now, probably because I'm also on holiday now, but as a child I always used to go with my family to a little house in the Netherlands at the seaside, and so we always went to the same little house every year, and yeah, I had a super nice family holiday there, and that's yeah, something I remember with a lot of gratitude, because yeah, it was so good to spend yeah, all this family time together, also with other parts from my family. So that's yeah, that's a memory that stays in my mind.
तो आप नीदरलैंड फिर से जाते हैं अपनी इस मेमोरी को स्ट्रॉन्ग करने के लिए? कभी?
Yeah, sometimes. Not that often anymore. But yeah, I really like the Netherlands. I also have some friends living there. Actually, my brother is now studying in the Netherlands. So yeah, I think I'll visit him soon.
आपके लाइफ के अब तक के एक्सपीरियंस से आपको सबसे ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट क्या लगता है पहले स्टार्ट करना? फिजिकल ट्रेनिंग, आपकी साइकोलॉजिकल ट्रेनिंग, आपका फाइनेंशियल बिल्डिंग एक्सरसाइज, एवरीथिंग?
I think, yeah, that's difficult. I think financial independence makes a lot possible, of course, but I don't think that's the most important to me. I think most important to me is my physical training, because it also affects my mental health. So I notice if I have to make changes to my physical training, that's really difficult for me. I think more difficult than anything else, because yeah, it's my me time. So I think that's most important for me.
जैसे कि क्या होता है हमारे यहाँ पे ना सबसे ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंस फाइनेंशियल स्टेबिलिटी को दी जाती है। आपके यहाँ पे कैसा होता है ये?
I think in our country that's also important, of course, but it's yeah, it's something that happens. That's not such a big problem in Belgium, because yeah, our economy is quite okay, and many people study and get a job, so that's not something many people worry about. Of course, there are people that worry about money, but yeah, I mean, I'm very fortunate to never have to worry about money. So yeah, in my family and in my environment of friends, that's not such a big worry. So yeah, I feel very grateful for that, because that's really important, of course.
तो लुइस, जैसे कि मुझे इस समय बात करके काफ़ी ज़्यादा अच्छा लग रहा है। आपकी वाइफ बहुत अच्छी है, और क्या आप अभी भी नर्वस फील कर रहे हैं या आप कंफर्टेबल हैं?
I'm comfortable.
मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा आपसे बात करके, और अभी बातों को और भी कंटिन्यू करेंगे। आप मेरे बारे में कुछ जानना चाहते हैं, मेरे लाइफ के बारे में या फिर हमारे भारत के बारे में, तो आप प्लीज़ बताइए।
Yeah, so I wonder how you got into sports counseling and where your interest for sports started.
इंटरेस्ट स्पोर्ट्स काउंसलिंग में इसलिए इंटरेस्ट है क्योंकि लोगों को समझना चाहिए कि बैलेंस कैसे करते हैं, फाइनेंशियल, साइकोलॉजिकल, फिजिकल, ये बैलेंस कैसे करते हैं ताकि वो अपनी लाइफ को कंटिन्यू कर पाएँ, अच्छे से कंटिन्यू कर पाएँ एज एथलीट। क्योंकि क्या है कि एज ए एथलीट हम अपना लाइफ का 1/3 पार्ट एथलीट पे में निकाल देते हैं, उसके बाद हम सोचते हैं कि फाइनेंशियल हम कैसे स्ट्रॉन्ग अपनी लाइफ को करेंगे, ये स्टेबल करेंगे। सो ऐसी बहुत सारे चैलेंजेस हैं जो एथलीट फेस करता है अपनी लाइफ जर्नी में, तो उसको क्लियर करने का और उसको अच्छे से गाइड करने का काम मैं करता हूँ, और ट्राई करता हूँ कि वो एथलीट अपनी लाइफ में कुछ भी गलती ना करे और एथलीट वे में अच्छे से अर्न करना सीखे, अपनी लाइफ को बैलेंस करना सीखे।
Okay, yeah, that's super nice. I also wonder. So I've been to Asia a few times, and what seemed really difficult to me is how to work out in such a hot climate, and also I didn't see so many opportunities for running on the road, for example. So much traffic. So I wonder how people do that in at least in the countries where I've been. It seemed difficult.
हमारे यहाँ पे क्या है कि मैं रिकमेंड करता हूँ कि उनको ग्रास पे रनिंग करने का, सिंथेटिक ट्रैक पे रनिंग करने का, और ट्राई करता हूँ कि उनका जो शूज स्ट्रक्चर है वो काफ़ी ज़्यादा कंफर्टेबल होना ज़रूरी है, जब भी वो रनिंग को अच्छे से कर पाएंगे, अदरवाइज नहीं कर पाएंगे।
So dedicated.
आप मुझे बताइए कि आपके सबसे बेस्ट फ्रेंड में से कौन है, उनका नाम और उनकी सबसे बेस्ट बात क्या है?
So I don't have like one best friend. I have three very good friends. What I like the most about them. So I think what I like most is that we can just be honest to each other. That's I think really important, and that's something that we always try to do, and that really helps because that's not always easy these days to have really honest people that really mean well with you. And yeah, I think that's what I really appreciate in our friendship, that we're always honest also when things are not going well, and so that creates a really open space to talk and to have constructive conversations.
आपके हस्बैंड से आपकी मुलाकात फर्स्ट कहाँ पे हुई और कैसे ये रिलेशनशिप आगे बढ़ा?
We met at high school actually. We were already in the same school for 6 years. But then in the last year, you always make like a school trip with the whole year, with the whole class. And so yeah, then we got to know each other better, and so we started talking and we really liked each other. And then there was a after party of the school trip, and then we kissed, and since then, yeah, we started dating, and that's already more than 10 years ago. Yeah, that's 11 years ago. So we've been together for a long time, and then when we were together for almost 10 years, then we got married. So that's the story.
तो लुइस, आपको क्या लगता है कि जो रिलेशनशिप है वो फर्स्ट टाइम में ही हमें पता लग जाता है ये हमारा सोलमेट है, या फिर मतलब आपका एक्सपीरियंस कैसा रहा इस चीज में?
I don't know if I really believe in like finding your soulmate, you know, from the beginning. I think in the beginning we were still quite different, and it was not always easy, but because we really loved each other, we worked on it, and we grow towards each other. So I think what makes us strong now is that we really grew too much towards each other, and we respect each other's differences, and we also like each other because of our differences. So I don't think we were really like destined to be together, but we chose to. So yeah.
So लुइस, अब बात करते हैं फिर से ट्रैक की, कि ट्रैक के बारे में जब हम बात करते हैं तो आपका सबसे पहला पॉइंट क्या आता है कि ट्रैक पे लॉन्ग रनिंग करनी है, या स्टार्टिंग का जो स्टार्ट है वो कैसे करते हैं आप? वार्म अप हो गया या फिर स्टार्टिंग मोबिलिटी होगी, कैसे? थोड़ा उसके बारे में बताइए.
Usually I just start running, especially for easy runs. That's okay for me to not really warm up for the run. But when I have a interval session, when I have a more intensive training, then I try to do some mobility training before, and I also recently started doing some lung training. So I have this equipment that you can put in your mouth, and it gives resistance, so it's more difficult to breathe out and to breathe in. And yeah, that kind of, I don't know if it really makes a difference, but for me it feels like it warms up my lungs. So that's also something I do for intensive trainings.
मैंने आज देखा था शायद वो आपका इक्विपमेंट आपके स्टोरी पे शायद.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, I posted it today. Yeah.
ठीक है. हमारे यहाँ पे ना बॉक्सिंग का गम शील्ड पहनते हैं उस चीज के लिए.
Okay, yeah.
आप जानते हैं गम शील्ड बॉक्सिंग का?
No, I don't really know what it is.
ओके. शायद आपके हस्बैंड जानते होंगे,
Yeah, probably. I will ask him later.
because I am also a taekwondo athlete and a boxing athlete and kickboxing athlete, many more.
Okay, so nice.
सो जब आप ट्रेनिंग करते हैं तो आफ्टर पोस्ट वर्कआउट मील क्या होती है और कैसे उसको, क्या पहले से तैयार करके रखते हैं या फिर जाके तैयार करते हैं, और क्या 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 होता है पोस्ट वर्कआउट मील में?
Really depends. Usually I do my workouts in the morning, and then for lunch I have some bread with hummus, and then I also make, I don't know if you know it, seitan, which is some kind of meat substitute. It's gluten actually. Yeah, so I have some seitan with beans on my toast, and I also put some avocado, tomatoes, like a toast with a lot of things on top of it. That's what I really like to have after training, because it really fills, and it feels like a good meal to restore my energy levels and fuel again.
सो लुइस, आपको क्या लगता है कि एक फीमेल बॉडी अकॉर्डिंग टू मेल बॉडी के किस टाइप की मुश्किलों का सामना करती हैं, डिफिकल्टी का सामना करती हैं जब ट्रेनिंग ट्रैक पे होती हैं?
It's indeed a bit a challenge to find the balance in your menstrual cycle and training. So often it's seen as a disadvantage, but actually I think it can be an advantage if you really work with your physiology and not against it. So yeah, you know that every phase of your cycle really has its own strengths and powers, and if you use that in the correct way, it can be really an advantage. So for example, in the luteal phase and the ovulation of your cycle, you can really hit high intensity. So then I would say that you put like strength, like speed and power that are really central then. So you can do lift heavy weights, less reps, but higher weights. You can do hill repeats, sprint training. So those are really good trainings for in this phase of your cycle. While in your luteal phase and more your menstrual phase, then endurance and technique should be central. So then you can really focus on technical aspects. You can still lift weights, but lighter weights and more reps. You can then decrease your training volume and really practice running drills, for example, but really focus on endurance. So I think if you know what to focus on in which phase, then it can really be a strength as a woman.
So Louise, जब हम ट्रैक पे होते हैं, ठीक है, और हमें सबसे पहले जो हमारा पार्ट ट्रेन करना चाहिए, बॉडी पार्ट ट्रेन करना चाहिए, जो हमारे मेजर इफेक्ट करता है हमारे रनिंग को, वो कौन सा होता है? आपके कौन सा ट्रेन करते हैं आप?
I think one part, body part that's often overlooked in running is your feet. So many people focus on, and of course it's also important on your calves, on your hamstrings, your glutes, which are also important. But your feet are the ones that have to absorb all the shock and all the impacts. So that's one thing I would really advise, especially beginner runners, to really train your feet and to make sure the arc of your feet is well formed and is well trained. So that's one body part that you should really not lose out of sight. And then for the rest, I think the posterior chain muscles are most important. So your glutes, hamstrings, calves. But also your quadriceps to protect your knee, of course.
जो ट्रैक रनिंग है, वो हमें मॉर्निंग में इफेक्टिव होती है, इवनिंग में इफेक्टिव होती है, और क्यों होती है, प्लीज बताइए इसके बारे में.
I don't know if there's a big difference in effectiveness. I think that's really a personal matter what you prefer. I really prefer to train in the morning because because then I just have my breakfast and then I run, and then I don't have to think about what I eat afterwards, because for running you can really have like digestive issues if you eat foods with too much fibers, for example, before running. That can really cause problems. So that's why I prefer to run in the morning. So then I can just eat whatever I want afterwards. But for some people that doesn't give a problem, and they don't feel really awake yet in the morning, so they prefer to train in the evening or in the afternoon. I don't know if there's a difference in how effective the training is. That I don't know, but I think most important is that you feel well, and so I think it's really a personal matter.
आपको क्या लगता है कि कभी जब हम ट्रेनिंग छोड़ते हैं, मतलब ट्रेनिंग को गैप करते हैं अराउंड 1 वीक 1 मंथ, तो हमारी बॉडी में क्या क्या मेजर चेंजेस आते हैं?
I think that depends for how long you stop. I think up to 2 weeks there's not really a decline in fitness, and it will come back. There's not really a decline, especially in running, because many runners after like a competitive season they take off 1 week or 2 weeks, and that's, you won't really notice anything, I think. Then some people really take off 1 month, and then you will of course start to feel differences. Your aerobic fitness will go down, also your anaerobic fitness. If you don't do strength training anymore, your power will go down. But if you're very well trained, you will always like maintain a certain level of fitness, even though when you stop for a while. So that really depends on how long you stop and how well you were trained before you stopped.
ग्रेट. एंड आप क्या सोचते हैं कि जब भी आप बच्चा होगा, आपका चाइल्ड होगा, तो वो किस टाइप के ट्रेनिंग में ऐड होगा, और किस टाइप की ट्रेनिंग को आप उसको स्टार्ट्स लेके चलेंगे उसका?
For sure. I think it's really important that kids, that children do sports already from a young age. Our plan, since we do athletics and jiu-jitsu, is to make them do both. So running and jiu-jitsu.
एक बच्चे को स्टार्ट करने के लिए एथलेटिक जर्नी कितना एज का होना जरूरी है और क्यों?
That I really don't know. I think that should be answered by a sports doctor. So I really don't know. I think I think I mean a child can start moving already from a young age, but it should be really playful and not too intense. So I think you can start at any age, as long as you adapt the intensity and the kind of training to the age of the child.
तो अब बात करते हैं कि क्या आप भगवान को मानते हैं?
I don't. Sorry. I'm not a religious person, but I actually, as a child, I was, because in school I was in a Catholic school, but then at some point I didn't believe in a specific God or anything. But I mean, I think there's there is something more, but it's not really, for me it's not really like a specific God. It's more like, I think I'm still a spiritual person, but not related to a specific religion or something.
आपके लाइफ में कुछ ऐसा हुआ है कभी कि आपको लगता है कि वो एक किसी सुपरनैचुरल पावर के जरिए ही हो पाया है?
Let me think. So one day my brother and I, we were playing on how do you say this in English? Like these piles of grass that you have in farms, like big hay things. And so it was really high, and we were playing on it because there was a farm next to our house. And at some point there was like the tractor, or how do you say this? My English. Like the big machine that takes the hay, and it didn't see us at first. So that was actually really dangerous because we could really fall in between. But then at some point he stopped, and I think that was really a miracle, because otherwise, that we could have really be severely injured or even dead. So at some point we made a lot of noise, and he stopped just in time, and then we could safely get off the hay. So that was kind of a miracle.
सो लुइस, आप हमारे इंडियन ऑडियंस को, भारत के ऑडियंस को, यानी कि भारत की फीमेल जो भी हैं, उनको क्या ऐसी एडवाइस देना चाहोगे जो आपने अपनी लाइफ एक्सपीरियंस से, अपनी एथलेटिक जर्नी से सीखी है और उनके लिए शायद वो बहुत ज़्यादा यूजफुल होगी?
Yeah. First of all, I would say as a tip to work with your physiology and not against it. That means that you should train smarter and not necessarily harder. So really train with your physiology. And also one thing that's really important, especially as a female runner, is to know when to push and when not to push. And as I said, it's often seen as a disadvantage to be a woman in sports because your cycle would limit you. But actually, I disagree. Our cycle is our power, because first of all, it gives us like a monthly confirmation that our body is healthy and functioning, which is really a luxury. Men don't have this. So if your cycle starts to become irregular, or you're missing periods, or you are experiencing extreme symptoms, that's a clear sign that something is wrong. And male athletes can also have hormonal imbalances or hormone levels getting too low, but they don't have the same fast alarm system that we have. So I really try to see that as my monthly health check. And also, each phase, as I said it before, each phase of the cycle has its powers. So if you use those strengths at the right time, you'll be able to train much smarter. And actually, I made a guide on this that people can download for free on my website. So I'd definitely check that out if you're interested in training according to your cycle. So that would be my advice for female athletes.
सो लुइस, आज इस पॉडकास्ट को यहीं ख़त्म करते हैं. अच्छा लगा, बहुत अच्छा लगा बात करके, और अच्छा लगा आपके पर्सनल लाइफ को जान के, आपको जान के. आगे से फिर से हम इस पॉडकास्ट को आगे बढ़ाएंगे कि मेन टॉपिक के जो हमारे ऑडियंस कमेंट करेगी उसके बेसिस पर इस टॉपिक में और ऐड करेंगे, इस पॉडकास्ट में और ऐड करेंगे, और फिर कंटिन्यू करेंगे इस पॉडकास्ट को आगे.
Okay, it sounds good to me. Thank you so much for inviting me. I feel really honored, and I think it's also great that you're so open-minded about female athletes and training according to your cycle. I think that's a really important topic. So thank you for letting me talk about it.
तो मिलते हैं फिर से, और धन्यवाद हमारी तरफ से आपके लिए.
Okay, thank you so much. Bye bye.